Welcome to English Voice Room. Today we're talking about something well, it's incredibly fundamental, but I think we often overlook it. And that's the profound influence of your daily rhythm.
Hmm.
We're really looking at the foundation of a successful, energized life. And it's not built from these grand gestures, but from really small, consistent actions.
That's so true. We're always looking for that one big solution,
Ah,
the silver bullet. But the real magic, it happens in the small things, in the minutia.
right.
From the second that alarm goes off until you finally drift off to sleep, every little action contributes to your overall well-being.
A quick stretch or...
Yeah, a quick stretch in the morning or a simple little ritual at night that tells your brain it's time to shut down. These are the habits that genuinely shape your mood, your focus,
Mhm.
really, your whole day.
It's like a compounding effect of all these micro decisions.
Yeah.
So for our discussion today, we've looked at what makes a successful daily structure across a lot of different people: high performers, students, wellness experts.
And the mission is to kind of distill those common threads, right? We want to move beyond just generic advice and give you something structured and actionable.
Blueprint.
A custom blueprint, exactly. We're going to move chronologically through the day, point out the specific habits that keep people energized and productive, and also explain the why behind them. The goal is clarity, so you can leave this ready to implement one small change tomorrow.
Okay, let's start with the morning. Because if you don't start the day on your own terms, you just spend the next 8 hours playing catch-up.
It's a perpetual state of catch-up, yeah. That initial period is so crucial for setting an intentional, positive tone for everything that follows.
So if you don't have that purposeful start,
You get that feeling of chaos. And that's a huge derailer for productivity. If your brain is already reacting defensively to emails and notifications in the first 5 minutes, you've lost the battle for focus before you've even left the bed.
let's talk about timing then. There's this idea that everyone has to be a 5 a.m. riser to be successful. Is that true? We see alarms going off anywhere from 6:00, 6.15, even 7:00 a.m.
The specific hour is far less critical than the concept of consistency. That's the key.
Right.
To get more energy and stability, you have to honor your circadian rhythm. And consistency means waking up and going to bed around the same time, even on weekends.
Oh, that's the hard part.
It is, but when your body knows when to expect the start of the day, it actually starts preparing. It regulates hormones like cortisol, which makes waking up smoother, more energizing. Irregular times just keep your body confused.
That explains the Monday morning drag after a weekend of sleeping in.
Absolutely. And when you do start that day, no matter the time, you face the modern struggle. The phone.
Phone resistance.
It's the universal habit breaker. The first non-negotiable action for almost every high performer is resisting that immediate grab for your device.
But why is it so important? I mean,
It's an immediate spike in cortisol. That's your stress hormone.
okay.
When you dive into emails, news alerts, social media, you flood your brain with external demands. This creates a low-level threat response. Resisting the phone means your first 5 to 15 minutes are restorative. You keep that initial energy for yourself.
So you're prioritizing your own well-being over what the world is demanding from you.
You are. You're letting your brain transition gently from sleep to wakefulness. It's an act of self-preservation, really.
That's a great way to frame it. Okay, so we're resisting the phone.
Yeah.
What are people doing physically in that immediate wake-up period before they even get out of bed?
Gentle physical movement. Almost always. It's usually a quick stretch of the arms and legs while still in bed. It's just a way to slowly wake up the muscular system, release any stiffness.
Like gently starting an engine instead of just revving it.
Exactly. And this brings us to a really important distinction. We need to be clear on the difference between wake up and get up.
They sound the same, but they're not.
Not at all. To wake up simply means your eyes are open, the sleep cycle has ended, but you're still in bed.
Right, so you might be awake, but you haven't moved yet.
Precisely. You could spend 10 minutes in that state, stretching, thinking, just enjoying the quiet. That phone resistance, the gentle stretching, that's all happening in the wake-up window.
And get up is the physical action.
That's the action. That's when you physically leave the bed. You stand up and start moving. So you might wake up at 6:30, but only get up at 6:45. Understanding that lets you build structure into those first crucial minutes.
Okay, so you've gotten up, you've crossed that threshold. The next stop is usually a bathroom for some immediate restoration.
Yes, the immediate cleanse. Washing your face with cold water, brushing your teeth. These are cited as being instantly refreshing.
That shock of cold water definitely wakes you up.
It does. It constricts blood vessels, gives you a jolt of alertness. It's a quick way to feel, well, refreshed.
And alongside that, before coffee even enters the picture, is hydration. We know we're supposed to drink water, but the why behind doing it first thing is so important.
It's essential. We lose a lot of water overnight just from breathing and sweating. We wake up mildly dehydrated.
So that first glass of water is really just replenishing what you've lost.
Exactly. The habit is a full glass of room temperature water. It's an act of nourishing the body right away. Some people add a squeeze of lemon.
Is there a real benefit to the lemon, or is it just for taste?
Well, the big claims about detoxing are a bit overblown, but there are a couple of real benefits. First, the citrus is another sensory cue that it's time to wake up, like the mint from toothpaste.
Okay.
And second, the water itself jumpstarts your metabolism and gets your digestive system ready for breakfast.
And so the body is hydrated and refreshed. Now, the blueprint seems to move to cognitive preparation, the mindful start.
Yes, a strong emphasis on a quick, maybe 10-minute mindfulness meditation. And this isn't about solving all your problems, it's just about sitting quietly, focusing on your breath.
What's the main function of that quiet time?
It's like an emotional filter. It lets you observe any anxious or scattered thoughts without getting caught up in them. It's how you set a positive intention for the day, rather than just letting the day happen to you.
You're shifting from being reactive to being proactive.
Precisely. You're training your mind to focus. And then right after that mental clearing comes a physical release to tie it all together.
Like light yoga or some more stretches.
Exactly. Another 10 minutes or so. This helps wake up the body completely, and it also aids the lymphatic system, which needs movement to work well. It helps release any remaining stiffness and just leaves you feeling more optimistic.
Okay, the mind and body are centered. Now it's time for fuel. And for a lot of people, that means coffee. The coffee catalyst.
The ritual itself is almost as important as the caffeine. The smell of freshly brewed coffee, it's a powerful sensory cue that signals the start of the productive day. It can genuinely boost your mood.
There's also some thinking around the best time to have that first coffee, right?
Mm.
To avoid the afternoon crash.
Absolutely. A lot of people focused on sustained energy actually delay their first cup for about 90 minutes after waking up.
Why is that?
Because when you first wake up, your cortisol levels are naturally at their peak. That's your body's own alert system. If you add caffeine right away, you risk spiking it too high and then crashing harder later.
So you wait for that natural cortisol to dip a bit, and then you use the coffee to bring your energy back up.
You catch the wave, exactly. It gives you a much more sustained energy effect.
Smart. Now let's talk breakfast strategy. We see a few different approaches, but they all seem to prioritize health and efficiency.
We basically identified 3 main paths. First is the health focus, something like oatmeal with fruit, nuts, and honey. It's full of complex carbs and fiber.
So it's filling and gives you slow-release energy.
Exactly. No big sugar spike and crash. Then you have the protein focus.
Which would be things like scrambled eggs or avocado toast.
Right. Paired with some fruit. These are rich in protein and healthy fats, which really helps with satiety, that feeling of fullness. It stabilizes your blood sugar for the whole morning.
And finally, for those who are short on time.
The simple student choice. Toast with jam and a cup of tea. It's a really quick way to get some glucose to your brain for immediate energy without a lot of prep time. The key isn't perfection, it's just consistently getting some fuel in.
And it seems like how you eat is important too. It's not just shoveling food down.
No, there's a deliberate effort to create a positive environment. Putting on some soft music or an uplifting podcast while you eat, it's a confirmed mood enhancer.
Okay, mind and body are fueled. The final prep steps involve getting ready, and one very intense secret weapon for alertness.
Ah, the cold shower secret. This is definitely the most polarizing habit, but it comes up again and again in high-performance routines.
The idea is to finish a warm shower with 30 seconds of pure cold water.
That's the one.
It sounds awful. But what's the actual science behind why people do it?
It's vagus nerve stimulation. That sudden cold shock activates this major nerve in your nervous system. Paradoxically, it creates this incredible jolt of alertness, forces you to breathe deeply, and boosts norepinephrine.
Which is a neurotransmitter that helps with focus and mood?
And alertness, yes. It's tough, but it's an amazing way to wake up faster and enhance mental clarity.
So it's not just a shock, it's a deliberate biohack. After that, the final mental step is about organization.
Yes, the cognitive load dump before the day truly begins. You review your schedule, check your calendar, and jot down your key tasks in a planner.
You're getting it out of your head and onto paper.
Exactly. You externalize your thoughts. You go from just being awake to having a focused, intentional plan. You know exactly what needs to be prioritized. It basically sets the GPS for the rest of your day.
So we've established a solid morning rhythm. Energy is high. But then comes the afternoon slump. How do people strategically handle lunch and maintain momentum through those middle hours?
The whole midday strategy is about countering that slump, and it comes down to two things: strategic breaks and balanced nutrition.
Okay, so the food choice at lunch is the first line of defense against that crash. What's on the menu?
The rule is balanced, healthy food. Things like a big salad with lean protein chicken or beans, or a simple whole wheat sandwich, something that won't weigh you down.
And what are they specifically avoiding?
Heavy, greasy foods. We all crave them sometimes, but the physiological cost is huge.
Sluggishness.
Yes, your body diverts a massive amount of energy to your digestive system to process all that fat and sugar. It basically starves your brain of energy, which causes that classic mental fog and post-meal crash.
And the lunch break itself has to be a mental break, not just a time to eat.
That's critical. You can't just eat at your desk and expect to feel recharged. You need to step away, clear your mind, read a physical book, listen to some music, or even better, take a short walk.
If you're just scrolling social media, you're not really taking a break.
You've wasted the opportunity to genuinely recharge. You're just creating more cognitive load.
That mental reset is key for the afternoon. But even with a good lunch, that 2 p.m. energy dip can still hit pretty hard.
It can, and that's where strategic movement comes in. The main thing is to avoid being glued to your chair. Take a quick, purposeful walk around the block. Get some fresh air.
It's like a literal reset button.
Hmm.
But when you sit back down, the way you work often has to change too.
Absolutely. This is where the Pomodoro principle comes in. It's a strategy for managing your cognitive load using structured work intervals.
The classic 25 minutes of focused work followed by a 5-minute break. Why is that specific structure so effective?
Well, 25 minutes is long enough to get into a state of deep focus or flow, but it's short enough to prevent mental burnout. Your brain likes short-term deadlines.
And the break is the crucial part.
The break is everything, and it has to be non-digital. It's not for checking email. It's for stretching, getting water, staring out the window. It lets your brain's executive function actually rest and consolidate what you just worked on.
And after, say, 4 of those Pomodoros, you take a longer break.
That's the full cycle, yeah. Maybe 15 to 30 minutes to fully reset. That structured approach is what allows you to be productive for a whole afternoon without burning out.
And for people who don't follow the full structure, they still use the idea of micro breaks.
Yes, just scheduling small pauses every hour or so to stretch or mindfully sip some tea. It's about consciously stepping away from the task for a moment to sustain your energy.
To make sure those productive bursts are spent on the right things, there also has to be a strategy for clarifying your focus.
This is where writing down your top 3 priorities for the afternoon is so powerful. By clarifying the most important tasks, you prevent yourself from getting distracted by low-value activities. You're actively choosing to prioritize.
And we saw that these organizational habits can look a little different depending on your environment, like working from home versus being a student.
The differences are really about managing boundaries. For someone at home, it's about organizing their workspace and calendar, but also staying flexible for unexpected calls.
For a student, it's more logistical.
It is. It's about packing your bag with everything you need, finding a quiet place to study like the library, and balancing that intense work time with some social downtime to avoid burnout.
And we can't forget the simple 3 p.m. pick-me-up.
Right. That's often when you need a little boost. A quick cup of tea or a small coffee. It's a low-effort way to bridge that energy gap without reaching for a sugary snack that will just cause another crash.
Okay, as the afternoon winds down, we hit this crucial evening transition. This is all about switching off from work brain and preparing for rest.
And that ability to transition is absolutely fundamental. If you don't separate your professional day from your personal evening, that stress just bleeds into the night and ruins your sleep quality. You have to learn to unwind.
So the first step is a mental sign-off. You can't just close the laptop and be done.
No, your brain is still running all those open loops. That's why the evening cognitive dump is so critical. You do a quick review, note any leftover tasks, and move them to tomorrow's list.
It's like telling your brain, this is stored safely, you can let it go for now.
Exactly. You're getting it out of your working memory. A lot of anxiety comes from the fear of forgetting something important. This solves that.
And that mental transition is often paired with a physical one.
Yes, a short intentional walk or a full body stretch right after you finish work. It's a literal physical bridge separating your work life from your personal life. It's a signal to your body and brain that it's time to dial down the intensity.
Then comes dinner.
Yeah.
And the themes are simplicity and presence.
Right. The focus is on simple cooking, low-effort meals like pasta or soup. The key is to avoid complexity that creates a lot of stress or a big mess to clean up late at night.
And the experience of eating itself should be mindful.
Absolutely. It means putting the phone away, turning off the high-intensity TV shows. It's a true break from screens, and it actually helps your digestion.
And then, the small but hugely beneficial act of cleaning up right after.
The psychological benefit of cleaning up the kitchen immediately is immense. It's a little bit of housework that ensures your environment is ready for rest. A clean space contributes directly to a calm mind. You're not leaving chaos for your future self to deal with.
So, work is archived, you're fed, the kitchen is clean. The evening then moves into pure, non-taxing relaxation.
This has to be truly restorative. Reading a chapter of a physical book, watching a gentle, relaxing show. The activity shouldn't require intense problem solving or provoke strong emotion.
And social connection plays a role here too, right?
Yes, it's a great time to call a friend or family member for a low-pressure chat. It satisfies that human need for connection without being emotionally taxing, preserving that state of calm you've been building.
The whole evening is really about consciously dialing down all the input channels.
That's it, exactly. A slow, gentle transition away from complexity so the brain can shed the day's burdens and get ready for rest.
Which brings us to the nightly rituals. This is all about giving your brain clear cues that it's time to sleep. This is where you're really saving energy for the morning.
This is all about good sleep hygiene. You're preparing your environment and your mind so that when you finally go to bed, your brain is primed to go to sleep.
The process seems to start around 9 p.m. with some deliberate environmental changes, starting with light.
The lighting cue is maybe the most powerful signal you can send. Dimming the lights around 9 p.m. tells your brain to start producing melatonin, the sleep hormone. Bright light suppresses it.
And that physical cue is paired with a great digital disconnect.
It has to be. This means putting away all electronics, turning off the laptop, and crucially putting the phone in another room.
Why is it so important to have it physically separate?
2 reasons. First, the blue light from screens is the worst for suppressing melatonin. And second, it eliminates the temptation of what I call the re-engagement cycle.
The re-engagement cycle.
Yeah, that moment where you check just one last notification and it sends you down a rabbit hole of anxiety or mental stimulation, pulling you right back into a high alert state. Getting the phone out of the room is paramount.
Okay, once you're disconnected, the final physical preparation starts. Washing away the day.
Taking a warm shower or just washing your face and changing into comfortable clothes is a key part of the routine. The warm water relaxes your muscles, and then when you get out, your core body temperature dips slightly.
And that temperature drop is a natural cue for sleepiness.
It is. And we noted the difference between a relaxing evening bath and an invigorating morning shower. The evening bath is slow, warm, and meditative. It's incredibly calming for both body and mind.
And mentally, you're using this time to clear out any final noise before lying down.
Yes, by processing your thoughts in a structured way. This could mean reading a physical book again to avoid screens, or writing a quick reflection on the day. Making a short gratitude list is very powerful.
It directs your mind toward the positive.
It does. It helps clear the mind and prevents anxieties and to-do lists from spinning out of control once the lights are out.
Before climbing into bed, there's one last burst of organization for the next day.
These are the essential anti-chaos measures. Laying out your outfit for the morning, packing your bag. You're saving precious cognitive energy for your future self who will be less alert the next day.
That includes making a final to-do list for tomorrow, right before bed.
Yes, especially if there's something you might worry about overnight. Jotting it down reassures your brain that it won't be forgotten, so it doesn't have to hold on to it while you're trying to sleep.
And all of this leads to the ultimate goal, a consistent bedtime.
Right. Aiming for a consistent time, often around 11 p.m., to ensure you get that full 7 to 9 hours of restorative sleep. Sleep is the foundation. If you cut corners on sleep, all the other habits are less effective.
Just like we clarified wake up versus get up, we need to do the same for the end of the day. What's the difference between go to bed and go to sleep?
It's an equally important distinction. To go to bed is the physical act of getting into your bed. You might be reading, talking to your partner. You're still fully awake.
So you could say, I go to bed at 10:30, but I read for half an hour.
Exactly. To go to sleep is the actual biological transition to rest. Your eyes are closed, your body is resting, you're no longer conscious. So if you go to bed at 10:30, you hopefully go to sleep by 11:00.
That's a really detailed blueprint for the entire day. Let's take a moment to just pull out a few of the core concepts we've been talking about, the functional vocabulary of a good routine.
Yeah, let's look at how understanding the language helps us understand the purpose behind the actions. For example, that simple verb, hydrate.
It's not just drink water. It's a proactive choice to restore the body's water content throughout the day.
It's an act of continual maintenance, right?
Right.
Being well hydrated supports everything from brain function to metabolism.
Then, when planning the day, especially the afternoon, it's all about deciding the order of tasks.
That's the concept of prioritize. It means deciding what's most important and focusing on that first to be effective.
And in the evening, the goal is to become less tense.
To unwind, that's the process. Reading a book, listening to music. These things facilitate the mental unwinding that's necessary before you can sleep.
We also touched on small household tasks like cleaning up as part of a larger category.
Right. Specific actions like make your bed or clean up after a meal. Both are part of doing the housework. These small completed tasks offer immediate psychological rewards by reducing the ambient stress in your environment.
Let's talk about the language of how you feel, that post-rest feeling that defines a good morning.
That's the state of being refreshed. It means feeling fully energized after good rest. Your morning routine should leave you feeling refreshed, not groggy.
And in the afternoon, when you take a break to get your energy back,
You recharge. That non-digital micro break allows you to genuinely recharge your brain's executive function so you can come back to your work with renewed focus.
the ultimate goal of all this structure during work hours is to be effective.
To be productive. A good routine makes you more productive because your energy is sustained and focused on the tasks you've already decided are a high priority.
And eating isn't just about filling your stomach, but providing fuel.
To nourish. A balanced meal nourishes your body, giving you the sustained energy you need.
A common theme for meals was keeping them uncomplicated.
Yeah, we often use simple or quick to mean fast and low stress. A quick breakfast or a simple dinner helps you get nutritional value without draining your time or mental energy.
When we talk about timing, we need language that allows for some real-world flexibility.
Which is why we use around a certain time. I start my wind-down routine around 9 p.m. It acknowledges that life isn't on a rigid clock.
And for those little tasks you do while commuting.
We use the phrase on the way, I'll stop at the store on the way home. It's about integrating tasks efficiently into your journey.
And finally, when the schedule gets disrupted and you're up too late,
You have a late night. And that usually means you feel a lot less refreshed the next day, which undermines the whole routine you've built.
we have really broken down this entire blueprint from resisting that phone in the morning, through strategic breaks in the afternoon, all the way to dimming the lights at night. What's clear is that fulfillment and productivity aren't about huge acts of self-discipline.
No, it's about the cumulative, compounding power of all these small, consistent routines that collectively lead to a more energized, productive, and balanced life.
The power is in that compound effect.
It is. So instead of feeling overwhelmed and trying to change everything at once, we'd encourage you to start small. Just pick one tiny habit from this entire blueprint.
Something that feels easy to adopt.
Exactly. Maybe it's drinking that glass of water first thing, or trying just one 25-minute Pomodoro block, or maybe it's committing to putting your phone in another room at 9 p.m. tonight. Just one thing.
Pick one, try it for a week, and just notice the difference it makes. That small win is what builds the momentum to adopt the next habit.
And that leads us to our final thought for you to carry into your evening. Based on everything we've discussed today, what is the one small step you can take right now to make tomorrow morning smoother and more peaceful?
Think about that small act of kindness for your future self. What can you do in the next 5 minutes to ease the burden on the person who wakes up tomorrow?
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep practicing.
Take care, everyone.